Hello and welcome back onto our series for the F5 education. So we've got me and Skay, and Sly will be joining us soon. We're going to go out and do some rocket practice. We are armed with rockets, as we can see, and sidewinders, and practicing the radar, and practicing the RWR. So first thing, we've fully started our jet. The next thing we need to do because we're about to take off front nose gear extension.
Yep.
We're going to set our RWR in search mode because we're looking for search radars only at the moment. We don't need to arm any of our weapons yet, so we won't arm any. In fact, we can warm up the sidewinders because we know air-to-air is the first one going to be used. So we're going to select our pylon there, which are our sidewinders, far left, far right. We're turning them on. That's going to warm up the seeker heads, and will give us a tone when they're warmed up and engaged. Anything else you can think of, Skay?
Negative.
I've already done all this.
I like to check my speed brakes in when I
stand by.
This way.
Cap speed brakes are good. I've already done all this stuff down here. I've already done on the startup procedure video. So we're pretty much good to go. So Skay, you get us airborne, head due south for, I believe, some hostile B-52s we're going to try and find on our radar, which we've already turned on and set to 40 miles just for acquisition.
That's here, copy. Alright, nose is hiked, brakes on, throttle up to 80.
80.
And brakes off. Going to burner.
2.
Rotate.
Rotate. Whoopsie.
Positive skip.
I lost my tire because I'm a silly man.
Yeah, you gotta have some backstick pressure.
Right, one thing I should note is that I've got a centre flying fuel tank on, and I have turned that on there. So that I'm draining the centre tank. Completely forgot to set my trim up, so I've got to do that now quickly.
Coming out of the burner, continuing 090.
So from a cold start, you need to set a bit of trim up for the takeoff by the looks of it. I'm not used to doing cold starts.
I personally like the 4 on the trim for takeoff.
Roger. So when you're taking off, put that positive 4 trim on. Otherwise it's very hard to take off, as I just found out.
I know Sherman does 0 trim.
Yeah, I don't bother with the trim.
Cool.
If you do a hot start, it is preset to takeoff trim.
Roger. Roger, nose warm. So we can see if we can find those B-52s with our radar. I think we might already be able to see them. Stand by. Cons. Tally cons. Do you see those cons?
Scare tallies.
Sherman, they're up quite high compared to us. Do we have to slew our radar up in any way, or will it...
If elevation's on the right.
Yes, the elevation is shown on the right, and you can use a slew control to get it up and down. Okay
guys, so I've got to aim my antenna elevation up, which I'm doing. What should I be aiming up to? Is it just you got to guess, I suppose?
It only tells you the angle. It's not like the F-15 where it'll tell you the altitude.
Right, so I'm looking at that little green carrot there, aren't I then? So I've got that on the 20. Okay, I'm going to have a play, see if I can pick up any response.
Remember, it'll take some time because the dish has to cycle.
Roger. There's a dish type, is it?
Yes, basically everything in DCS, even though the F-15 should technically possibly get an ESA radar.
I've got them on tally, but nothing on... right, I have a return on radar. Right in the middle. So it's right in the middle, so for me that is 20 miles.
Right, so you will not be able to actually get a lock until they reach 10 miles.
My movable...
You'll notice that your cursor actually stops at 10 miles. It won't go any further.
My cursor has disappeared. I know how long I have a movable
Well, if
cursor.
you're on 40 scope, you don't have a cursor.
Roger, changing.
Yeah. If you stick it on the 20-mile scope, you'll see it on the bottom half.
Right, I've got my target at 20 miles away. I'm going to move my cursor. Oh, I can't move my cursor far enough.
Yeah, you can go up to...
As I said, the cursor will not go beyond 10 miles.
Roger, noted. I'm now going to just track the radar return and get close enough. Cap dumping tank, so I finished with my fuel tank, so I'm going to turn that off. I'm going
Remember to turn off your selective journeyson back to safe so that your missile arming will work.
Roger.
Good old F5.
Fuel tank off. Turning missiles back on. That was the dumping procedure there that we did to dump a particular pylon. Right, my contact is now less than 20 miles. I'm catching up. Right, my radar return. It appears to be jamming. Confirm Skye.
Negative. That's a lot. Like you see like pulsing left and right.
No, I see a proper jamming signal, like just like an F-15.
Ground clutter.
Okay, just to update you, tried to track some B-52s, but they were jamming and we couldn't burn through their jam, so we've cut that out. Now we're going to fly at each other and see if we can find each other. Because I'm heading into potential combat, I'm turning my search off now and looking for lock. Now set my radar to neutral elevation, 20 miles, on that indicated heading. Let's see what we can find.
Gains radar contact 20 miles.
Cap, radar contact 20 miles, waiting to get 10 miles to get the lock. So why can't it lock closer than 10 miles, Sherman?
Why can't it lock at 10? Basically because the radar's shit.
Okay.
If it's any further away then it won't lock.
Roger. Cap now at 15 miles radar signal. Don't shoot, but you can arm your weapons up. Cap is armed. Armed his missiles. You can hear that hum. That means they're seeking. Cap is locked. I've now locked onto a target.
No spike.
Cap, no spike.
That's strange. Yeah, we're locked onto each other. It's really weird.
Okay, so I've locked you, and it's given me a fire signal. So it's calculated I can fire. I can basically fire. We're down to 5 miles. It puts my radar down to 5 miles. I see. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so that's the first time I've locked on someone on an F5. Hello, Skye. Okay, Skye. Now we need to merge. I need to chase you, and I need to show the dogfight gun sight.
Right, Skye flowing to the west. I'll just stay level and let me want me to.
So reset your radar to standard mode. Then you press the dogfights guns mode. What that will do is essentially activates the bore sight mode on the radar. It will track and then set your gun sights into guns 1, I believe.
Stand by. Tally target. Turning in now.
You guys see out of F5s.
So I'm now turning on dogfight mode. I'm just going to get him roughly in position first. There he is. Cap is dogfight mode. It seems to have done. It seems to have picked him up.
Skye's back.
I'm going to get closer and see what happens. It's in air-to-air guns 2, Sherman, as well.
Either way, both gun sights will work for the purpose of dogfights. So.
Okay. So it's telling me I can shoot with my missiles. However, we're not doing missiles. We're doing guns. Still trying to catch up.
It should give you an in-range indication on the radar there as well for your guns. And if you get too close, I think it'll actually give you something akin to a wave-off signal.
Roger. He's now on my radar within 5 miles. He's now 4 miles. Speed check lead.
300. Heading straight west.
So
you will start a slow right turn to help you intercept.
Roger. Target is 3 miles.
F5 practice.
Nice. Target is 2 miles.
/ F5 education.
Is anyone else having a problem with flaming cliffs?
Yeah, so you mean, yeah, it's a bug with the latest release.
Okay, do some basic ACM scale so I can see if my gun sight's working at all. Okay, the gun sight's changed now into something interesting. So that's telling me where to. I've got to put that pipper on him now, haven't I, Sherman? Because it's computing the lead.
Yes.
Right, and there appears to be a range bar on it as well.
Yeah.
Yep. So we can see my cursor, it's telling me where to aim to get it on target, and you can see a little circular band around it giving me a rough range as well. So let's see. So I'll have to fire there to get him. Ease up on the turn, Skye.
Okay.
So I would have to aim there. Pow, 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 pow to hit him. Okay. That's fine, we've explained that. Cap, turning radar off. We're now going to head to some ships and use these rockets, Skay. Stand by for bearing. Practice with our radar and our radar gun sight. Now we're going to go in with our rockets. So Sherman, we've just got to activate the rocket pylons. We've got to turn the external stores onto rockets.
Correct.
Master arm on. Is there anything else?
Reticle depression.
Make sure your nose tail setting is set to your weapons arming is set to nose tail.
Nose
For the rockets?
tail.
Yes. For rockets, if for no other reason, then you will have them ready for A, the bombs, and B, for the rocket. Right, so the next thing, set your gun sight to manual.
Right, so we've got to setting the rockets up now, so we've done that. We've now got to set the gun sight to manual, done.
Right. And to the right of the setting, there should be a thing for setting the depression of the gun sight. This is useful for guiding air-to-ground munitions
Roger.
for their drop.
What does it want to be?
For rockets, I typically have a setting of 12.
1, 2, roger. Okay.
12 down to clarify. That's not as well.
Let's see how that
And
goes.
so basically, unlike the Viggen or the A-10, there is absolutely no hardware to calculate your trajectory endpoints based on your aircraft parameters. So your only choice is to figure it out and calculate it. So what you want to do is try and come in for 30 degrees dive.
Yep.
Keep the pipper on the target at the point of release and fire.
Roger.
With both bombs and rockets, you're essentially trying to calculate the correct position to release.
So the idea is rolling in from 5,000 feet and releasing weapons at 1,500 feet. Yeah, the weapons in this thing, ground weapons, are a real art. You basically got to fly the numbers and release at the right time, and your hits depend on how well you fly.
Right.
Also for rockets, I highly recommend the heat rockets for anything that's armored.
5,000 feet. Target spotted. 30-degree incline, yeah, Sherman?
30 degrees,
Yeah,
Can I-
approximately.
Can I turn my radar off now? Radar.
Shouldn't matter for ground attack.
Okay, I've turned him off anyway. In for my 30-degree dive. Wow, there's a lot of targets. No wonder it takes so long to load.
Yeah.
And cap rifle. Nice, very nice. Look at that, boys. Okay, I'm going to set my secondary pods. I'm going around for a second pass. So I've got 5,000 feet. Look at all the look how much stuff we killed. Shows how effective we can be. The few bloody rockets. Cap offline, turning in this way.
This is why this was such an effective attacker in Vietnam, because it operated inside South Vietnam and close air support.
Cap rifle.
It was so effective that after the fall of Saigon, North Vietnam.
Beautiful.
And was highly similar in performance to the MiG-21 as well.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Some good killing, boys. I'm now going to jettison my remaining empty pods. I'm just going to do an emergency jettisoning because it's easier, like that. That's my pods gone.
Rockets.
Watching. Beautiful. That is some destruction, boys. Right, Slide, take us back home. I'm going to find you. We're going to land and arm up with bombs, and bombs is the next thing. 2 is on your wing and ready whenever you are.
Copy. Got the field off my 2 o'clock.
parachute.
Starting there, slow right turn. You want a straight in or a pattern?
Straight in, please.
Throttle twaddle.
My auto flaps aren't working today. At what speed do we want to put flaps down?
Do you check the flap lever?
Push
Yeah, the
lever
manual
all the way
flap
forward.
lever next to the throttle. Make sure that's in the neutral position.
Roger.
And then try reset your flaps. It'll either say full or auto. If it's in the full position, then it will say full regardless.
Just going to pop the brakes out.
It only says auto if it's cycling.
Brakes out. Air brakes out.
Roger, I've put my flaps down to full for safety.
You guys having for the brake or a straight final?
Oh, it's going to come in really fast.
You guys been too fast.
Dropping the gear. Yeah, coming in well fast.
Alright, got to shoot.
Cap gear down.
We'll stay right.
Roger. We can land it. We can land it. Just parachute will be fine. Oh, bit rough for Cap. Parachute out.
My gear all broke. Okay, going past you guys.
Let's go.
What speed did you touch down at?
Fucking, we're just
Very fast. Very fast.
It's a landing though, Sherman. It's a landing.